How's it going, Laser Bruce's up over Sixkilla, and welcome back to the Zodiac Trial. Now, in the last one we had a pretty big, maybe not revelationary because we didn't actually learn anything, but a pretty decent ending. We're going to head back to the start point. I'm going to skip ahead and I will bring you back as soon as I find something new, I think, because we've been kind of all over the place now and I feel like I've hit areas here, there, and everywhere. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of skipping involved, so I'm going to cut here. I'll bring you back as soon as we get to a bit that is new. And I'll try to let you know what choices I made to get there. Let's do it. Okay, so now after a couple of minutes I figured out something that we haven't done yet. We haven't gotten the kangaroo words right yet, which we did in a recent episode. We did the kangaroo words. I tried to work it out. I got it wrong. But I knew it had to be around that figure, so I picked 6 this time and it is correct. I don't think we've had it right before. Astound. Yes, blossom, honourable, noble, damsel, dame, devilish, devil, whatever, plagiarist, liar. Guys, the 4th digit should be 6. The 2nd digit is also supposed to be 6. The 3rd digit is only 3. So the code should be 7636? There's only one way to find out. Pig was right. I moved over to inspect the safe and input the code. 7636. I was greeted by an affirmative beeping, indicating our success. Yes. Well done. What, is it open now? The beeping certainly sounded positive. Did it? Pig, are you perhaps hard of hearing? Me? Oh, no, my hearing works completely fine. I just, well, you know, it's kind of a long story. Basically, I have this thing called amusia? Amusia? It means I can hear fine, but I'm not really able to distinguish the pitch of most sounds. Oh no. Yeah, it kind of means I'm not really able to enjoy music or anything, but that's fine. It also sometimes makes it difficult to pick up on people's tones. That's why I generally have to rely on people's facial expressions to tell how they're thinking. Which, I'm not the best at either. But you know, baby steps. Anyways, enough about me. Let's look inside the safe. Without another word, Pig leaned over and grabbed the safe's handle. She opened it, and sure enough, there was an item that looked like a token. That is a minor trinket. I bet these digits on the back are what we need to input to activate it. The inscription sheep minor trinket was written on the token, but there were indeed also numbers on the back. It read 4376, oddly enough. The 6 was written in red. Odd detail, but probably irrelevant. Oh shit, I'm writing that down. Yes, we're one step closer to getting out of here together. Spectacular work, everyone. Since we found a trinket, how about we head back to the cafeteria, input our actions for the round and wait for the others? Makes sense to me. Yeah, I'm down. The round will be ending soon anyways. And so the 3 of us made our way back to the cafeteria. After that, we briefly split up into separate rooms so we could input actions on our tablet. Of course, I press run again. No need to hesitate on that front. When I returned to the cafeteria, Pig and Monkey were sitting there. It was only the 3 of us there. I realised there was actually quite a bit of time before everyone would be getting here. I hope the others are alright. They probably are. I mean, they have to be, right? There's no way something bad could happen. Although I guess there's a lot of ways something bad could happen. Ways I've been ignoring thinking about. It's an abandoned high school after all. We're being kidnapped by a psychopath. We've got deadly devices around our neck. It's a bad situation. But if I think about that too much, I'm just gonna flip. So for the sake of argument, there's no way something bad can happen. I don't know. I just want to get out alive. As do I. I think we all want to get out alive. Is there anyone outside that you particularly feel the need to get back to, Mouse? Oh, we've talked about this one before, haven't we? Well, you know more than anyone, wouldn't you? True, but I'd like you to vocalize these thoughts. You trying to give me therapy in the middle of this death game? Think of it more as a grounding exercise. Let's see if we can skip. Yeah, I thought so. So did it change anything then? Or did it not? Okay, she's tied up again, as per usual. We'll go Ox. We've done both. No, yeah, we'll do Ox. Done it all before anyway. The globe, the deck of cards, the student list. What was that about again? Globe? There's no way that a misprint that weird gets past the teacher. I mean, they're a teacher. Their job is to know things. Yeah, that's right. Which means the globe must be a clue. When you combine it with the strong string of letters and numbers we have right here, I'm sure the answer will reveal itself to us. Okay. So how do we do that? I don't know. Huh? Sheep, girlfriend, you think I'm going to do all the work here? You need to pitch in too. Oh, well. You know what? Ox wants to split up and save time, so here's what we'll do. You stay here and crack the code, and I'll keep looking for other things. Agreed? Well... Okay, I'm on it, Mouse. Great, I'm sure you got this. Having clearly sent Sheep off in the right direction, I left her to code breaking and headed out the door. Since it was nearly the end of the round, I found a nearby classroom and took my tablet. At this point, I wasn't even giving the options a second thought. Easy, click the run. Skip. Oh yeah, that's right, get to safeties. Oh, we've done all this. This is the ritual, which we did last episode? I believe. Where to look? Above the body. Alright. We haven't chosen Rooster or Dragon, so let's pick one of those. In this case, oh Jesus. I guess Rooster, because he's already murdered 3 people, right? Rooster, I don't care what sub-story you have. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But whatever the case, the facts don't change. You murdered 3 people in cold blood. You tried to murder a 4th. This isn't some light offense, this is serial murder. If anyone here deserves to die, it's you. Rooster looked at me right in the eye. After a brief stare down, he sighed. Oh, Mouse. How I hoped you would see things my way. It would have been better for both of us, don't you think? Without a second word, he raised his pistol towards me. Instantly, I realized my mistake. Wait, hold up, Rooster. We should talk about... Jack of Hearts. Mouse is in a room with 2 highly dangerous, easily angered people. Perhaps starting a conflict in this situation is not the wisest course of action. Dude, I can't help myself. Okay. Alright, well, I'll jump back in, do some more skipping, and find another bit that we haven't seen yet. That was cool. Alright, so after a bit more skipping, this time we went with horse and sheep, and then with bunny and dog. We haven't... When we came through this question last time, I'm not sure what episode that was, to be honest. But this is the way to the true ending, I believe. We picked the rules actually don't mean 2 people have to die. So, let's pick the wrong answers and see if we die. Huh? I don't get it. I mean, Brian previously said if we work together we could all get out alive. But these rules totally blow that promise out of the water. Isn't that weird? For real? Look, that psycho clearly wasn't planning on us being able to group up like this, so he introduced some shit to break us apart. Anyways, what does it matter that he changed his mind? Psyche's bound to do what he said. I guess. So then, what's the plan, Chief? The plan hasn't changed at all. We're gonna find all the minor trinkets, and we'll reach the finish line at the same time. Hold on, isn't that a super duper bad idea not to change anything now that we know about the personality types? Now there's a really good reason for someone to betray us. And how exactly do you propose they go about doing something like that? We've heard everyone's abilities. There's no quicker way of moving than all of us using the minor trinkets. If the accomplished type tries to get ahead of the others before we begin using them, we'll immediately know their intentions. From there, the group can work against a common enemy and stop them. Once we get all the minor trinkets, we can make it to the finish line in a matter of 2 rounds. Even if the weak type doesn't activate their trinket, more than 9 will receive a joint victory, so the immunity will be forfeit. I suspect that's why the 9-person caveat was added in the first place. Brian must have deemed it too easy for the hateful type to win, had the rule not been in place. So ultimately, if we just proceeded with this strategy, the 10 of us with normal personalities would be fine. Great, so there's no need to fear at all. Thank God. You're all being awfully naive. What? Do you seriously think that those burdened with this rule would simply roll over and die? If they were willing to do that, they would have spoken up when we asked them to. Those with the will to survive will find some way to do so. To think they wouldn't is to underestimate the desire to live. I think we can skip this, can't we? No. Orstle's words hung heavy. Of course he was right. If they hadn't outed themselves already, then the people facing harsher rules wouldn't be content with things operating smoothly. The air would now be plagued with a brutal sense of distrust. How could we when traitors lurked in our midst? But we had no choice other than the proceeding with the plan, even if we knew something was likely to go wrong. Soon enough, we'd split up looking for trinkets. I decided to check around some of the classrooms on the first floor. I feel like we're going to die here. Evidently, this was the incorrect choice, because although I didn't know it at the time, that made me the first target in line, which is how I ended up being stabbed in the back with a kitchen knife. I screamed out in pain how loud as I could. Those screams actually drew some people to the scene of the crime. Unfortunately, it was too late. I was bleeding out too much. I didn't even see who stabbed me, so I wasn't even able to do some good in my death. It's a bummer, I guess. Ace of clubs. Mouse has already collected all the pieces she needs to solve Brian's puzzle. However, the ability to do something and the capacity to do it are two separate things. If Mouse doesn't connect the dots herself, no one else will. And then the race will proceed standardly. Okay, and we'll jump back into that same question and pick the other incorrect answer. Unclear. Huh? I thought they were perfectly clear. No, they're not. They talked about how the accomplished personality would be executed if they failed in their task. They didn't make it clear what would happen to the weak personality. Well, it's because they'd be executed, right? The Jade Emperor didn't make that explicit. Isn't that a weird oversight? For real? Look, just because this asshole didn't say explicitly doesn't mean his point wasn't clear. Yeah, it's not like he's bound to make his rules crystal clear. He's the one deciding whether or not we'll be executed after all. I guess. So then what's the plan, Chief? Oh, it's the same. So we get the same answer, okay. Cool, well, I'll jump back and find something else. Okay, when we first started, we came through this one with Ox right at the beginning, and we didn't collect focus on the computer, so we're going to try that this time and see what happens there. You're a prosecutor, right? Surely you can handle it yourself. I'm working on something else right now. So yourself. With that, he turned back to the book he was holding in his hands. And I turned back to this computer. And what could the password be? I noticed there was a button to give a reminder that a lot of computers had. Maybe it could help. I clicked on it and a rather odd message displayed. The date it began. This is too ominous to be a regular password hunt. As I suspected, this was something Brian had set up, so what was it? Presumably it was referring to this race. So then what was today's date? Well, the day I was kidnapped was the 24th of November. Assuming I hadn't slept for over a day, which would be crazy. Today should be the 25th. So then the password should be 1125, right? Except it looked like I couldn't input a slash. So it'd be just 1125? But then a thought crossed my mind. Perhaps it referred to the trial date start. October 10th. 10/11. Put my fingers on the keyboard. What's the password? 10/11, I guess. I input the date that Amadeus Bowen was murdered. After a second thought, that's when this really started. Right, Brian? As if to answer my question, the computer unlocked. Yes. Now, could I use this to contact the authorities? No, it looked like it was disconnected from the internet. Figures. So then, what's the deal with this computer? Why leave it here for us? I found my answer in a folder labeled Reasons for Jury Duty. I opened it and saw 12 PDFs with various names. Oh crap, names. I have to write these down. Jamie. Wilbert. Manuel Perez. Sounds like a cop name. Maybe it's Buddy's name. Davis Kevin? Man, my writing is atrocious. Holy crap. Can't even stay on a line without lined paper. Were these for everybody here? But wait, why didn't I see my own name anywhere? I found my answer in the name Richard Brill, a judge who passed away just over a week ago. I just read about his passing the other day. And I bet he was the judge who ruled against the case against Brian's dad. I'm going to write that name down as well. That would make the most sense, which means, was it possible that I was a last-minute replacement? That I wasn't supposed to be here? If that was the case, I don't know if I'd be less or even more angry. So, what was with the rest of these files? Out of curiosity, I picked one at random. Davis Cavan. Opening the PDF, I saw a mix of pictures, screenshots, documents, and random text. I took a bit before I realized what this all amounted to. It appeared to be a loose collection of evidence highlighting corruption in the prosecutor's office at large, with many incidents connecting to a specific person, specifically Ox. I could tell based on the picture. So then, does this mean does that mean Davis Cavan is Ox? Could be. Davis might be his name. Does this mean Ox is some sort of crooked prosecutor? Nothing in this document would be conclusive evidence, but laid out like this, it certainly made a compelling case. Don't be stupid. Conspiracy theories sound convincing when all the evidence is gathered up in one place. I was looking at the work of a literal madman. He couldn't be trusted. None of this could be trusted. I turned off the computer in disgust. Nothing good would come of reading Brian's reasons for kidnapping everyone. Even if they had done things in the past they weren't proud of, that didn't make any of this right. It'd be a waste of time if I played to Brian's beat. Hey Mouse, are you done over there? You should probably get back to the cafeteria soon. Admittedly, Ox's voice startled me a little. I was really zoning out. Yeah, I'm good. Did you find anything? No, I don't think I did. A hint at most. Ox? Even though I was mostly dismissing Brian's conspiracy pages, I couldn't completely dismiss what I'd seen. I trusted Ox somewhat since we woke up together. To think he'd actually been involved in something a lot more shady. The thought that, in some way, this whole thing might be justified. This wasn't a good train of thought to follow. Moving on, you should just input your actions for this round in this room. Then come join us. Alright, I will. With that, Ox walked out of the room. Once he was gone, I pulled out my tablet and turned it on. There was no reason to think much about my choice. I just pressed the run button. Afterwards, I returned to the cafeteria. Pretty much everyone had gotten back at this point. They were discussing the results of the search. I couldn't find anything. Me neither. Are we doomed? Is this it? I thought I'd at least be able to find one. Have no fear, citizens, for Team Rooster has secured a minor trinket. You guys did? Hell yeah, so we can skip again now. Alright, let's go with Pig and Monkey, I guess. I decided that Pig and Monkey were a safe group to explore. I think we can skip, because we've done a lot of Pig and Monkey stuff already. Kangaroo words. Oh my god, we're on this route again? What's happening? Before round 4 begins, I have an announcement to make. The additional rule. We know about this already. The clever personality. And whatever the bad one is. The dumb personality. Wow. Thanks. Yeah, 15 minutes, I know. We know the drill at this point. The clever personality. I had that, didn't I? That meant the only way for me to live would involve others dying. I thought he said if we did everything right, everyone could escape. It was our fault for believing that psycho for 1 minute. Is he serious? Probably. And people are gonna have to die, aren't they? Everybody, calm down. We can't descend into madness just like this. First off, the people with clever and dumb personality types should just admit it now. It'd be best for everyone. Admit it? But... You moron, you seriously think they'd out themselves like that? They're not that stupid. Right? It's not stupid, it's noble. Think about it, people. Either 11 could die, or 2 could. Which sounds better to you? That's... If you confess now, we'll make sure you are honoured after your death. That's seriously your offer? Doesn't sound worth it to me. Criticising the offer? What, are you one of them? Nah, no way. Trust me, if I had one of those personalities, I'd admit it. Why would I hide something like that? Because you want to survive? Yeah, see, I'm not hearing a good reason. Wow, that's dark. This is my one chance to decide the person I want to be. If I really had everyone's best interests in mind, I should just admit it right now. Coming clean like that would almost guarantee my death, but that might be for the best. Of course, I didn't want to die. Nobody wants to die, but what right did I have to put my life over so many others? There wasn't anything that separated me from them. No, that's not true. My mind raced back to the documents I saw on the computer. Unlike the others, I wasn't supposed to be here. I was a last minute replacement. The others all apparently had committed grave sins. The small amount I glanced from Ox's file was enough to see what Brian was getting at. These people were all sinners, right? But that didn't change anything. Or did it? I had to say something quick. It wasn't an easy decision to make at all, but in the end, wasn't there only one thing I could do? Obviously we're going to save because that gives us another option we can finally choose, which is exciting. We'll confess because we'll die straight away, and then we can not confess. I have the clever personality. Mouse? You? And I'm going to say it right now. I don't want to live? You mean you do want to live? Oh, I don't want to live, not if... Already I felt tears starting to well in my eyes. Not if it means sacrificing everyone else. You put us ahead of yourself? Don't get me wrong, I'm angry as hell at Brian. What he's doing now is nothing more than murder. But I always said I'd pull the lever on the trolley problem no matter what. Looking at it objectively, this is the right answer. So there you have it. You don't need to worry about who might be hiding their intentions because I'm coming right out with it. Whoever has the dumb personality, I suggest you speak up now as well. We all waited a moment, but no one said a word. We all just looked around silently. It appears the other affected person isn't half as brave as Mouse here is. Well, we can deal with that later. Mouse, I have to say, thank you. Your honesty here, it means a lot. Yes, I'm glad to have you on our side. Is she though? Rooster? Sure, she's admitting things to herself now, but it's probably just a ploy, right? She's clearing herself from suspicion by confessing, so when things go wrong later, we won't blame her. That's not it at all. Mouse, you may have our backs right now, but can the same be said later, when you're really facing death head on? Seriously, guys? It'd be a lot harder than it sounds, I think. It sounds impossible, actually. So what do you suggest? We merely kill Mouse now? That she's gonna die regardless, so we should put her out of her suffering now? That would be barbaric. Yeah. We'll just restrain her so she can't do anything suspicious. So we're being monkey now. We will? Horse, would you be a doll? Horse looked at Rooster for a moment, as if considering the proposal. Then he made his way towards me. Whoa, hey, hold on a second. Horse, you're not serious. Before I could even finish my sentence, Horse was grabbing at me. Naturally, I tried to pull away, which only got Horse to grab me tighter. One thing led to another, and I ended up in a sleeper chokehold. When I woke up, I found myself still in the cafeteria. However... What the hell? I was tied to a chair, with what looked to be a jump rope. You have to be kidding me. Rooster being an impatient jackass and Horse following orders made sense, but how did the others sign off on this? I offered myself up to them, and this is how they repaid me? Assholes. Ah, so you're awake. I noticed a snake sitting nearby. I was worried that you were sleeping for too long. A sleeper chokehold really shouldn't knock the target out for any longer than a few minutes. If you were asleep any longer, and I would have worried for your long-term health. A silly concern thinking about it. Snake, what's with these stupid restraints? Yes, I imagine you'll take umbrage with all this. Apologies, but after talking it out, it seemed a reasonable enough arrangement. We didn't want you sabotaging the group, you see. How would I even go about doing something like that? If you simply hid a minor trinket or two, that would throw a major wrench in the plan with minimal effort. But I helped you all out by confessing. And I'm going to spend my last hours on Earth tied up like a prisoner? That's odd. Weren't you the one talking about making choices objectively? I agree that it's unnecessarily cruel, but when lives are on the line, people are liable to give up their civility in favour of precaution. Well, fine. If that's how it has to be. I'm glad you understand. I must say, your choice fascinates me. Fascinates you, huh? Indeed. Not much to think about, if I'm honest. I just did the right thing. You did? Didn't I? Certainly from society's perspective, and I'm most grateful to you, of course, but there is a question of how much you're allowed to put your own happiness above the happiness of others. Everyone draws that line somewhere. This illustrates where you've drawn yours. Gee, thanks. At any rate, after this is all over, you shall be remembered as a martyr. I'll dedicate a statue in your honour. That will have to do for repayment. Well, I just started telling you what was happening. Now that you know, I'm going to return to search for trinkets. You do that. And just like that, Snake walked away, leaving me by my lonesome. All I had to do was occupy myself with thoughts of my impending death, to regret my decision. I really had a sneak preview of hell all to myself. When Rooster walked in, I was relieved despite myself. Rooster, thanks for this. No, thank you, Mouse. Truly, this was an inspired move. Oh? At first, when you were confessing, I was screaming internally. I had no idea why you were shooting yourself in the foot like that. But then I realized you were counting on me, your partner, to make the other half of the move. Now I just cut off these ropes for you and you'll be able to move around freely. Truly, this is a brilliant act. I must have you on my next film. I simply must, no matter the salary. Hold on, I'll get you out of there. Rooster went over to the cafeteria and grabbed a knife, so he's the dumb one. Makes sense. I gotta say, Rooster, I'm a little confused. You're my partner? Mouse, you really haven't gotten it? I'm the one with the dumb personality. I'm on your side to get out of here alive. Oh. Geez, slow on the uptake, this one. Says the dumb one. Rooster approached me with a knife, eyeing my restraints. Rooster, I think you don't quite get something. I don't get what? It wasn't an act. I really don't want to kill the others. There's 10 of them and 2 of us. We can't prioritize our own survival like that. Oh, you're serious about that? Like, for real? Yes, for real. Why is it so unbelievable to you? Now he has to kill us, otherwise we'll knock on him. It's not unbelievable at all. It's very noble. Very surprising. So you need to confess too. Yeah, see, thing about that. Turns out I don't really want to die, so I think I'll take a rain check on the whole confession thing. But damn, now I went and told you my identity, even though you were real honest about trying to save everyone. Aren't I just a faulty light bulb, huh? Now you're going to expose me in front of everyone. Unless... Suddenly Rooster started sizing me up. How is tied up. How he already had a knife in his hand. You must have known that if you told him that you actually meant it, that he would kill you after he let us know who he was. Okay, this can still work. You can still escape. Wait, Rooster, you don't want to do this. I'm sorry about this, Mouse, I really am. I would have preferred to get out together, but it seems you just weren't on the same wavelength this time. So, this is where your part in the game ends. After this, I'm going to try my best to get out of this and become the star I was always meant to be. Wish me luck. Rest it. With a single clean swipe to my throat, I immediately began choking to death. I tried to breathe in, but my neck was just pouring with blood. This was the end, no doubt. Me and my big mouth. If I just played a little smarter, I could have saved everyone else. As I was fading out, I heard one last thing from Rooster. Oh shoot, there's probably going to be blood all around now, huh? That makes the escape story a much harder sell. Man, I didn't think this through. God, he's so fucking stupid. 2 of clubs. If she isn't given some moral justification, Mouse is not going to be able to play the traitor role. Giving yourself up at the start means certain death one way or another. If there's any potential down this route, it is only found when Mouse puts herself above the group. Well, I guess we'll do that now then, won't we? We did save it after all. Stay silent. Everyone quiet. If her personality is clever or dumb, please speak up right now. Obviously no one's going to blame you. We just want to come to an agreement. However, if you don't speak up now, we'll have no choice but to treat you as an enemy. So please think carefully about how you want to proceed. With those words, a plague of silence came over the room. No one even dared cough. Of course, the more I think about it, the more I realize that this was the correct choice. I didn't belong in this punishment game. I was a young girl with a promising life ahead of me. I had plenty of loved ones waiting for me, dreams to accomplish, and I'd never done anything wrong. If Brian executed the others because of his stupid rules, I wasn't committing murder, he was. And if you really want to get down to it, not making the correct choice because I feel guilt is stupid when doing the incorrect choice will get you killed. Confess and certainly die. Stay silent, survive, and I'd live with the guilt for the rest of my life, sure, but I'd also get to live the rest of my life. Looking at it objectively, this is the right answer. Everyone actually remembers their personalities, right? It would be too odd for someone to forget such a seemingly useless detail. It's possible that dumb and clever personalities don't even know it themselves. Actually, I'm not super sure about what mine is. I mean, I think I remember correctly, but I'm not certain, you know? Maybe I should go check. Like how you don't remember? Didn't happen long ago. But Dragon, what's the harm in letting people go check? Better safe than sorry, right? I think letting anyone retreat at this stage would be unwise. Oh, we've heard this before, haven't we? The flaws are twofold. First, it allows time for those with secrets to compose themselves. At the moment, they're likely still flustered and more likely to slip up. Additionally, just letting them walk away and think by themselves will give them time for justification. Oh, come off it, Snake. I like to think most people here are fairly moral people. I had to struggle to keep my voice straight. You'd expect one person to put the group over themselves. I think the fact that nobody confessed suggests that some people might have forgotten their personality. Hell, I'm not even certain on what mine was. It takes zero effort to let people check, so why not? I suppose we could allow it. Allow it? Who made you acting dictator? Last I checked, we're all adults with rights. Fine, do what you want. Okay then, just to be sure, let's all split up and check our personalities. I want people with the dumb and clever personalities to think carefully about what the right thing to do is. This is your last chance to be on our side. You don't have any excuse after this. Sorry, Ox, but it's too late for that. I'm already not on your side. Everyone split up, make their way to separate classrooms. Standing in that classroom, I closed my eyes. Last chance, me. Do I really want to be a sinner? Wrong question, me. I should really be asking, do I really want to be a corpse? The sinners are all around me. Think about my mum. Think about my friends. This is the justification Snake was talking about. Think about my plans for the future. Could I throw all that away for a clear conscience? I couldn't. No one could. In that lonely room, I reaffirmed my determination. I wouldn't die here. I was surrounded by enemies, people who wanted me to die, but I wouldn't succumb. I would fight, and I would survive. I remembered my personality just fine, but just in case, I checked out the information tablet. Oddly enough, I noticed something. The word clever was now written in green text. I guess that signified my new role. Not like it mattered. I made my way back to the group, this time filled with determination to live. I looked around the room, stared into all their eyes. Every one of them was an enemy. Well, that's not strictly true, is it? The person with the dumb personality should theoretically be willing to work with me. The fact that they haven't spoken up yet means they're thinking along the same lines as me. That only matters if I could contact them. As is, I have no idea who they are. And there's no way to contact them, unless... So, traitors, last chance. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Please just confess, for all our sakes. Forget it. This is pointless. Nobody here would sacrifice themselves for the group. We don't know that. Then why aren't they speaking out? Or what? Are you going to argue that even after checking their tablets again, they still don't know that they're the traitor? No, that's probably impossible. I'd imagine that the tablet makes that clear now. Like the affected personalities would be glowing green or something. Isn't green good? Why would it be glowing green? It was an example, Pig. It could have a skull sign or particle effects or something. My point is, the traitors know who they are, and they're not coming forwards. But we have an advantage over them. An advantage? They don't know each other. So right now it's 10 versus 1 versus 1. We'd be in trouble if they could contact each other, but as it is now, that's impossible. Mouse is right. Honestly, we don't really need to adjust our plans much at all. Once we have all the minor trinkets, we'll move as a group. It's not possible for one individual to break that up. So we should still prioritize our search for minor trinkets. People nodded, and Ox talked. And everybody eventually agreed on splitting up and searching the school for minor trinkets. That's fine. That's the expected outcome. That's what I figured would happen. When people started splitting off, I made my way over to the kitchen and I waited. Now was the time to see if it happened. There were a lot of risks to this plan. The other traitor might not have their personality changed to the same color. The other traitor might not have enough trust to reach out to me. The other traitor might not have even noticed. But if they caught what I did there, if I could just have one person I could work with. And then somebody walked into the kitchen with me. Ah, Mouse, I thought I saw you walking over here. Rooster, what are you doing here? Well, I saw what you did over there. I just wanted you to know. I caught it. Oh? The thing with the colour? The thing only the two of us should know. Right, just the two of us. You're the clever personality, right? You're the dumb personality, right? We stared at each other for a couple of seconds, our unease slowly dying down. Finally, I breathed a sigh of relief. I'd found the other damned soul. Unfortunately, it was Rooster, who probably wouldn't be the most useful. Still, I just have one person on my side, meant the world. So, you've also decided on what to do? It's not an easy choice, I'm afraid, but I'm on a course to the stars. I'll become an icon that the people cheer for. I decided a long time ago that I'd fight for all I was worth to reach my dreams. I guess this is just the natural conclusion of that resolve. But to let the others die? And it'd be preferable for us to die? Look, the way I see it, Brian has put us in a horribly unfair game. He's the one who's responsible for what happened here. But now that we're in this situation, all we can do is play our best. If I didn't have this personality, and someone else did, I wouldn't fault them for attempting to kill me. They all will play their best, and we should play our best. You're right. It's tragic, barbaric, gruesome, but I don't plan on dying here. Even if it means becoming a monster, I'm going to fight my way out of this. Ooh, I love that. You're really hitting me with some strong, tragic heroine vibes. You got good aura around you. Rooster, please not now. Geez, tough crowd, huh? Okay then, so what's the plan? We've established that we're willing to kill to survive, so what's the next step? Oh, with our abilities, I don't think we can disrupt Ox's plan naturally. We could look for a major trinket to turn the tables, but that's a risky gambit. We don't know what we'll find or when we'll find it, so that leaves actual murder. I thought as much. A tragedy, but the difference between carrying out such an act with our hands and through our actions is negligible. Anyways, thinking about the roles, we don't need to kill 2 people, right? What do you mean? If we kill 2 people, then in the end, when everyone uses the minor trinkets, the 2 of us don't use them on the last turn. Only 8 people will tie. You'll be in last, that fulfills the conditions. Okay, so we have a plan. Just kill 2 people. Unfortunately, I don't think that'll work. Why? Someone else will probably point out this possibility, and so no movement will be made until the group finds and confirms the traitors' identities. Additionally, I've been thinking about it, and it seems very possible that some major trinket will allow the group to somehow verify or check somebody's personalities. Wait, why would that be a thing? When you think about it, this is sort of like a social deduction game. Social deduction game? Like Werewolf or Mafia. If Brian has taken inspiration from that, we would be the 2 hidden roles. It's like Among Us. And in those games, there's usually some way to verify people's innocence or lack thereof. When viewed from that perspective, a major trinket would be the perfect way to facilitate something like that. It's a mechanic tied to the game that doesn't necessarily revolve around movement. If someone finds something like that, we're really screwed. After all, it's not like we can take on the whole group. Heck, there are individual members of that group that I don't think we could take 2 versus 1. So from what I'm hearing, it sounds like we're going to have to kill pretty much everyone by ourselves. I'm saying that would be our best strategic chance for survival. And we made our choice to survive, right? Right. Okay then, so I ask again, how do we get started? Let me think for a second. I paced for a couple of seconds. Don't think about this like I'm murdering people. Think about it like I'm writing a murder story. If I was a culprit in one of those novels, what move would I want to make? It'd be best to put suspicion on someone else to start with. If the group thought that they had caught a traitor, they'd likely imprison that person, which is like taking a piece for free. So what sort of trick could I use? Anything too obvious and one of the sharper members in the crowd would catch it. But if I counted on people's deductive skills... Okay, I know what we need to do. We're going to use a false disguise ruse. Ooh, we've got names going. I love it. That's the sort of winning energy we need. Please be less enthusiastic about our murder plot. For now, grab a weapon. A kitchen knife will work just fine. Rooster complied, grabbing one from nearby. Good. This plan is going to leave us with 2 victims. Our first target should be Snake would work best. You know, I'll trust you for the thinky things. I'll be the talent. You say Snake needs to die? He'll die. I saw him heading down that hallway to the left. He's actually pretty close to the cafeteria. The 2 of us searched a part of that hallway earlier. I think he's just making his way through there. Okay, this can work. I took a deep breath in and another out. Turn off that fear switch. Detach from the situation. There's no other option here. You were forced into this game. You need to play it. Think about the alternative. The tightness in your throat, the pain in your chest, and all the people you'd never get to see again. Death was something too horrible for anyone to simply accept. Everyone should try to be as good a person as they can, but allowing yourself to die is a price too great. Nobody could be expected to pay it. Everyone has a right to try and survive. It's your one and only, most precious life. Now, to keep my own existence, I'd cast out somebody else's. Ah, Mouse, how goes it? Are you also searching around this area? Yeah, actually, I think I found something, but I'm not sure what it means. You're stumped on one of Brian's riddles? I never said I was stumped. Just, you know, a second pair of eyes couldn't hurt. Very well, I shall lend you my aid. What's the riddle? This way. I led Snake into the nearby art classroom. You found something in here? Yeah. Odd, I already searched this area and didn't find anything. I guess you just didn't search well enough. I suppose I didn't. Look, the riddle starts over here. I walked over to a nearby closet. I heard Snake follow behind me. When I reached the closet, I put my hands on its handle. But I didn't open it. I just stopped and closed my eyes because I knew what was about to happen. Hey, what do you do? I heard the sound of a knife finding its target. I heard the sound of Snake collapsing onto the nearby table. Snake? Snake? Snake! And I heard the sound of life leaving Snake's body. I might have hallucinated that last bit, but it certainly felt audible. You can look now, it's over. I know, I don't want to. Well, you're gonna have to at some point. I know, I'm just preparing myself. By doing what? Look, I'll turn around in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Without thinking about it anymore, I turned around. Sure enough, the sight I was met with was far from pleasant. Snake had completely collapsed to the ground, blood pouring from his stomach. His eyes were wide open in a haunting manner. I definitely need to book more sessions with Monkey after all this. Book more sessions with my new therapist, that is. Yeah, because you're going to kill her. One thing was for sure, I wouldn't be forgetting this image anytime soon. You're welcome, by the way. I don't recall thanking you. Well, you should. You're freaking out over there, but I'm the person who had to stab the old dude. He was an old dude? I didn't know that. You're right. If it's this bad for me, it must be traumatizing for you. Not really. Huh? I mean, as an action hero, I've gunned down countless enemies of questionable morality. My fictional kill count must be in the hundreds at this point. When you think about it, this is also a play of sorts. An act. So this is no different from any of those past kills. Yes it is, because you actually killed someone. Really? Well, that's what I'm telling myself. I fear that if I think about it any more than that, I might break down, which would totally kill the bad boy image I've been cultivating. So I won't. That's fair. Anyways, with this, I've killed a person. Nuh-uh, you've killed half a person. Dare I ask? Think about it. If you've killed 2 people, then your kill count would be 2. If you kill 1 person, then the kill count would be 1. However, if 2 people kill 1 person, then each of them has a kill count of 0.5. After all, just like 2 over 1 equals 2, or how 1 over 1 equals 1, 1 over 2 equals 1/2. Reese, that might be the dumbest goddamn thing you've said all day. Are you serious? I'm making complete sense right now. Think about it. Snake has died once, right? Now, you're not going to argue that just because you didn't physically do the murder, you're less culpable than me, are you? No, that wouldn't be fair. Right, so we both did the same amount of murdering, and Snake has died. The only way the math works out is if we only killed half of them each. Otherwise, you'd be saying 1 + 1 = 1. That's not necessarily true. How else would you explain it? Well, what if you said Snake died twice just now? That way 1 + 1 = 2. Oh, come now, Mouse, don't be absurd. How's what I said any more absurd than what you said? My argument used facts and reasoning, you're just saying numbers. Anyway, do we have more steps in your plan or whatever? Right, for now, move Snake's body into the closet. Then wipe away the blood on the floor with napkins. You won't be able to wipe it all away, but that's intentional. On it, Chief. Rooster got to work on the task. In the meantime, I just sort of looked around. Just then I noticed some blood splatter got on the side of my jeans. Shit, fuck. It was only step 1 and I was already getting incriminating evidence stacked against me. Well, I needed to do something about the situation. The best course of action is... Okay, we're going to wrap this one up here because we're well out of time now. But looks like we've got a long path here ahead of us. Good that we found another one to pursue because I have no idea where we've been and where we haven't been because there's no, like, flowchart or any of that sort of stuff. So it's kind of guessworky. But that's what the skip function's for. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.